And on today's edition of Anastasia Doesn't Feel Like Showing Her Face, we have this.
So, we are trying something different for filming today. We're trying a more vlog style. And I slightly regret not wearing makeup. But that's fine, because that's not what we're really here for. What am I looking at? Not that. That is gross. Anywho, yeah. So, as we remember, this thing was not that much fun to make. Even though it's my own fault. I half-assed it, but I've also, I think, come to the conclusion that half the reason why my sewing projects don't turn out the way I want them to is because I'm not using the pattern. Yeah. So we're gonna fix that.
Yes, this, beautiful thing. I mean, granted, sure, from afar, right now on camera, it doesn't look too bad, but, no. Hard no.
So, hello and welcome back. So I know at the beginning of the year I said that I was going to try and bring my D&D character Laura to life by making the costume of that. And so far all I've managed to do is draft and make a... Okay, now that I'm re-looking at it, maybe not a terrible first attempt at drafting a pattern, but still unsatisfactory to say the least. But I know that similar to my Graveyard Fairy, one of the issues that I'm sort of doing is that I'm just trying to make up stuff as I go, which sometimes works out in my favor. It is not so far worked out for me this year. So I decided to go back and use a pattern. Specifically this Simplicity 3758 pattern, since honestly I've always wanted to make one of these shirts. I always figured this would be kind of like my first 1700s pirate shirt type thing. But I don't want the fancy fronts that they've got here, so I'm thinking of actually making this one right here, B. I like the collar, it's kind of what I'm looking for, and it doesn't have frilly cuffs, which will be handy since I do want to wear van braces with this character since she is an archer. So, without further ado, I don't have shitty fabric this time. I did go out and buy a nice sheet. This one, right here.
Okay, yes, that is slightly better. So you can see now that it's kind of like a light brown color. And it's also really nice and soft. It's got more of a reflection in the light on camera than it does in person. It's actually a nice cotton, not the sort of satin looking fabric that it appears on camera. So I'm excited to turn this into Laura's shirt. I am still working on the chainmail. It's just that's tedious and boring, and I don't think anyone wants to watch me hunched over a box full of chainmail. But I can show you what I've got so far. So please excuse the dirty table, but so far for my chainmail shirt, this is what I have so far. I've had to undo bits of it here and there because I've messed up. Thank God my husband has done chainmail. Unfortunately, as impressive as this looks, I still have all of that to use. And for reference, that's how big the box is. And it is full. I should have just ordered the shirt. I really should have just ordered the shirt. But I mean, it is fun. For the most part. But, yeah. I suspect I might not get the chainmail shirt done by the end of the year, but I'm hoping to at least get everything else done. Anyway, onwards to sewing. Alright, this is going to be my second attempt at trying to do voiceovers because this is going to suck otherwise if I don't try. So, I am currently house sitting for my parents, and I thought, hey, My mom's always saying I can use the dining room table for cutting out fabric, so I'm going to use the dining room table. However, first I need to put on the protective tablecloth, so then that way when she watches this, finds out I use the table, she won't get mad at me. Now I've got my fabric, I've got my pattern pieces. Unfortunately, I forgot that my husband was also making a version of this shirt for himself, and I need the same pieces. So I'm going to try and not fuck up his project and hope I'm still married after this. So here we are, laying out the fabric, figuring out the pieces, pinning them on, yada yada yada. You know how this works. Now to make it look like I was never here, ta-da, it's like I was never here. So now that I'm done the cutting out of the pattern, I will be now going to my messy workspace. So, I guess this means I should probably clear off my sewing paper, because I don't know about you, but I'm not getting anything done with that. So, time to tidy. There we go. Much better. I'm not going to bother with showing you video of me sewing, because honestly it's kind of boring. Now that I figured out how to do voiceovers, I'm just going to throw in some random B-roll. Day 2 of sewing, and so far I've got so far we've got the back piece and front. So far this is going much smoother than last time, but I have made one mistake so far. There was a yoke on my shirt before, and I guess it was a little tricky, so I actually had to like look up on YouTube how to do it, because I sort of figured from usual sewing, you know, put your front and back together. No, not quite for this part. So I have to unpick the front, take the yoke off, and I guess it actually goes on the back part of the shirt, because I guess it's one part of the yoke you see and one part that you don't, that hides your seam. So I'm like, oh, that's actually kind of cool. And so the instructions make a lot more sense. So I never thought I was going to be able to get away with not having to seam rip anything, but I guess not. So Okay, so I apologize for the sound of the fan, but we are currently experiencing our third heat wave. So as I was looking up how to do the yoke, I found this phenomenal channel that had a beautiful tutorial on how to add a yoke, and she talked about something called the burrito method, which I now think is like the most brilliant thing in the world. Because then basically when I take the body out through the neck hole and then put it right side out, all my seams should be hidden. And I'm really hoping this works because I'm really excited. So, oh my god, it worked. It freaking worked. Now, I've just gotta clean this up a little bit here, but holy crap, it worked! Let's put it on the mannequin. This is it on the mannequin. I gotta say, so far I'm loving it. Now, I know the neck pieces here are a little bit weird. It's because I'm supposed to add like a band and I don't really like it, so honestly I think I'm just going to trim it and then just kind of like tuck it under the collar here because I kind of like that look more. So I'm going to do that. But I can tell from sewing I didn't get as much as my gathering in as I should have, even though I did do the regular seam allowance. So honestly I think I'm just going to unpick it and do it again because I don't like that. But I mean like honestly over like especially this side is really rough, but I mean come on, that was so freaking easy. Like this is super easy to fix and I am super excited to like put sleeves on it and finish. It's gonna look so cool. I'm so happy. This is so much better than part 1. Okay, that looks way better. Clean that up once because I kind of just want like the outside band to be like the predominant part, so honestly I'm kind of thinking of just like tucking this in. But also I'm thinking maybe somewhere down along the line I might want to add like some trim the front bit here. But I mean honestly I am more than happy with how this is turning out so far. Onwards to sleeves! Alright, collar is in. Sleeves are on. I just have to gather the end, throw on the cuff. I've been working on this for hours, so I had to unpick a whole bunch of stuff. But I mean, it's a little weirder than I would like, but honestly I'm really happy with it so far. This is definitely turning out better than like my last project. I think having instructions really helps. I'm not the kind of person to just, I guess, wing it without instructions, I guess. So, yeah, next time you see it, it will be complete, and I will be wearing it. Yay! It's done! Yay! I have to say, I love the sleeves. It's gonna be a lot of me doing this, because I can. Yeah, I would say overall for most of the sewing patterns that I have made, this one was probably the simplest, especially in the fact that if I did need to look something up, the instructions were pretty easy to find online, thank goodness, or else I would never have been able to do this yoke. Now, I think it's sitting a little too far back, but like I'm okay with that. And I want to add some grommets in the front, but since I might want to put trim on it, I'm gonna wait until I find some trim and do that first, so then that way if I need to like move and adjust the grommets, I don't have to worry about the trim getting in the way. And then, I don't know, maybe I'll put some on the bottom, the sides as well. This is the back. So, yeah, I'm really happy with it. So, now I have to throw on a impromptu pirate outfit, and yeah.
there we have it. My poet's shirt that I will eventually be using for my Ranger cosplay, but for now, I think I make a pretty decent-ish pirate. But it is also like 40 degrees out in our third heat wave of the summer so far, and I am melting, as you can tell, because I don't have the fan or the air conditioner on because of the background noise. But yeah, thanks for hanging out with me on my 4-day making of a poet's shirt that didn't go horribly wrong this time, and see you all next week.